She's really got an amazing story, and we love having you here in the Valley. And we love the fact that you've got a son that's so willing to serve. Yeah, we appreciate that very much. So share a little bit.
Okay, can you hear me?
Yeah.
The acoustics are horrible.
Yeah.
I have a loud voice, my daughter told me. So I'm going to try this. Does this seem better?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. I want a podium for security, so just a second. I should say I want a podium for my insecurities. You understand?
Yes.
Okay, feels better. All right, I'll try to speak loud. If you can't hear me, go like this. My eldest son Joshua is currently in a reserve unit in Israel, and he is active right now in Gaza. He is a lone soldier and joined the IDF in 2017 for active service. A lone soldier is a soldier that volunteers, often from another country, or a volunteer soldier from a community that doesn't support Israel's mandatory military service. These soldiers often do not have any family support of their own in Israel, and as such, many Israelis become their new family. This is Joshua's experience. He has more family than I can count there in Israel, and it seems that he has a place every Shabbat for a good meal if he can attend. The support and community for these lone soldiers is truly a beautiful thing to behold. As a young boy, Joshua's heroes weren't Marvel-created superheroes, but heroes of World War II and of Israel. He even spent more time watching history and war documentaries than cartoons. It was evident at a young age that God created him to be a warrior. He would rope his other two brothers into playing World War II, where they would of course fight Nazis. They even had their own military uniforms that Joshua would buy with his allowance from the Army surplus store or on eBay. One day I was in my home and I heard glass shatter. My son, when playing his war games with his brothers, had a hollowed out grenade that was a paperweight, which he threw through my bay window. He was fighting those imaginary Nazis. It was quite a conversation I had with the home insurance representative to explain what had happened. He also loved learning about King David and his mighty men. He looked up to Yoni Netanyahu, who was killed during the rescue of Jews during Entebbe. And he also looked up to the Jewish resistance fighters of the Warsaw Ghetto. After he saw the movie Defiance about the Belsky brothers, he admired them so much that he declared we must certainly be related. All he ever truly wanted was to be in the IDF. Finally, when he became active in a Golani unit, he was trained as a sniper. He was placed on the border of Gaza in 2017 when over 10,000 very angry and violent Gazans were trying to push through the border to cause carnage. Unfortunately, last year on October 7th, many did get through, which is why we are gathered here today. It's also the reason he is fighting once again for Israel, now as a reserve soldier. He was in Jerusalem the morning of October 7th and immediately reported to his unit near the Lebanon border. After months of dodging both rockets, anti-tank mortars, and drones, he wanted to be of more service, so he convinced his superiors that he could be more useful in Gaza. He's been in Gaza now for 2 weeks. At times he is on a sniper team, and at times he is on another team doing whatever is needed. He is the young man that will run into the fire in order to pull people out. I am very proud of his commitment to fight to protect Israel from her enemies. I do spend a lot of time praying, and at times I do break down, but I also know he is in God's perfect will. I'm reminded of God's protection over him from a miraculous incident that occurred recently when he was on the border of Lebanon. His unit was in a bunker that got hit scratch on him. But now he was without a helmet. Later that day, he had a phone call from a friend. She had just received 10 amazing helmets donated from a donor. And she asked Joshua, "Do you need a helmet?" Of course, he needed one. Protection and provision. I'm truly thankful he can live out his purpose and know that he is never alone. Baruch Hashem. I pray that he and all the IDF have the strength of Samson, the boldness of Joshua ben Nun, and the heart of David. Am Yisrael.